Hi everyone, today we're going to be going over everything you need to know about resin, from where to use it, how to use it, and when to use it, as well as fragile resin. Alright, let's first talk about the basics of resin. Resin is a stamina system used in GENSHIN IMPACT to collect rewards for various tasks, such as domains, which are indicated by the diamond on the map. The ones with the blue circles in the middle, such as these, consume resin, while the ones that do not have a blue circle inside of them do not consume resin, as these ones are one-time domains that are free of cost. Except for the weekly domain fights, such as the Storm Terror fight, this consumes 60 resin but is indicated with a non-blue circle. Domains can be completed to farm resources such as artifacts, which is basically equipment in this game, talent books, which are used to increase the skill level of your characters, and weapon essential materials to increase the level cap of your weapons. Once you complete a domain, it'll say challenge complete at the top, and you'll be able to go to this big tree at the end where you can claim rewards. It will use 20 resin to give yourself the rewards. Elite bosses or world bosses are monsters that appear in the overworld that you can fight to obtain character essential materials to increase the level cap of your characters. In version 1.0, there's currently 6 world bosses, one for each element currently in the game. There's the Anemo Hypostasis Cube, there's the Cryo Regisvine Flower, the Electro Hypostasis Cube, the Geo Hypostasis Cube, the Pyro Regisvine, and the Oceanid boss. Once you defeat a world boss, a blossom will come out of the ground where you could use 40 resin to obtain rewards. The rewards that you will get will be artifacts, character essential materials, as well as Mora. The character essential materials you'll obtain from these bosses will be respective to their element. For example, the Pyro Regisvine will drop Pyro essential material. So if you have a Pyro character that you want to increase the level of, you're going to want to go fight the Pyro Regisvine. These world bosses spawn at the same location every single time and can be fought at any level. However, they will not appear on your map as icons until you finish certain tasks in the overworld. The one world boss you do have to be a certain adventure rank to fight is the Weekly Wolf. To unlock the Weekly Wolf fight, you do have to be adventure rank 21, where you'll unlock the Wolf's Territory quest. Once you unlock the quest at adventure rank 21, you'll head over to Woven Dome to start the quest line, and then it'll ultimately end with you fighting the wolf fight for the first time. After completing the Weekly Wolf fight, a blossom will form out of the ground where you'll be able to use 60 resin to obtain the rewards. Keep in mind, killing the wolf boss in your world will cause it to not respawn again until the weekly reset. You are able to kill it in other people's worlds, however you can only use resin one time a week to collect the rewards. The weekly reset is on Monday 4 AM your server time, and if you guys are curious when your wolf will respawn, you can always press F1 or go to the Adventurer's Handbook, click on the Bosses tab, and then see on the Lupus Boreas wolf, it will tell you the respawn timer as well as when you can claim the treasure or if you can still claim the treasure as well. In addition, tasks completed in the overworld such as killing world bosses, completing ley lines, killing monsters, all scale to that person's world level, so you're going to want to collect rewards in your own world level if it uses resin. Domains are obviously an exception as the fights are not done in the overworld, but make sure that when you do a domain, it is in the proper level. The other weekly boss fight is a Storm Terror Dragon fight where you can find in Storm Terror's lair. This will unlock at adventure rank 25, but to access this area you do have to do a quest at adventure rank 18. This domain-based weekly fight cannot be co-opted, but because it can't be co-opted, you can fight it multiple times in your own world, but you can only claim the rewards once per week. You can check up here to see when the refresh time is, Monday 4 AM your server time, and if you can still claim the rewards. In version 1.1, which is set to be released November 11th, there will be another fight that takes place south of Liyue Harbor, which will be in this area over here. And from this image, you can see that it's another domain-based fight indicated by the diamond. You will have to be adventure rank 35 or higher to be able to do this weekly fight. Now onto the last use of resin, which are ley lines that are indicated by the blue or gold gas clouds in the overworld. The blue ley lines, which are called Blossoms of Revelation, give character experience books for 20 resin, while the gold ley lines called Blossoms of Wealth give Mora or gold for 20 resin. Ley lines are small, easy wave-based fights where once you complete them, a blossom will form where you could use 20 resin to obtain the rewards. Now that you guys know where and how to spend resin, let's talk about how to get resin. One of the main ways to get resin is to simply wait. It takes 8 minutes for 1 resin to recover. This means that it takes 2 hours and 40 minutes for 20 resin to replenish, 5 hours and 20 minutes for 40 resin to replenish, and 8 hours for 60 resin to replenish. You can also purchase resin with Primo Gems, which is one of the summoning currencies of the game, up to 6 times per day. The first time you purchase resin for the day, it will cost 50 Primo Gems. The second time you purchase it, it will cost 100 Primo Gems. The third time you purchase it, it will be 100 Primo Gems again. The fourth time will cost 150 Primo Gems. The fifth time will cost 200 Primo Gems. And the sixth and final time for the day will cost 200 Primo Gems as well. You cannot purchase any more at that point. Another method to get resin or original resin is to use a consumable item called fragile resin. Upon using the fragile resin, it will give you 60 original resin in return. I totally didn't accidentally use a fragile resin trying to make this video, by the way. Now, when it comes to buying resin with Primo Gems, I don't recommend free-to-plays to do this unless there's a special event going on that gives it more value. Now, the reason for this is that you only get about 60 Primo Gems reliably per day from the dailies, and if you're spending 50 Primo Gems on the first resin refresh cost, you're only getting 10 Primo Gems per day. But if you are a budget gamer and are buying the Blessing of the Welcome Moon Pass every month, I do recommend you do one resin refresh per day, as you will get a total of 3,000 Primo Gems per month, and using 1,500 of that per month is reasonable. Now, if you're a bigger spender, keep in mind 3 resin refreshes, which costs 250 Primo Gems per day, costs a little over $3 buying the biggest pack, while doing 6 resin refreshes per day costs 800 Primo Gems, which is a little under $10 per day. Now that you know what you can spend your resin on, how to spend your resin, where you get resin from, and if you should do resin refreshes, let's talk about where you should spend your resin at each adventure rank. The first time you'll be able to start using resin will be at Adventure Rank 8, where you'll be able to do the Character EXP book Ley Lines. Once you reach Adventure Rank 8, you'll only want to do this ley line about one time so that you can uncap your resin. Never leave your resin capped. The gold ley lines or the Blossoms of Wealth do unlock at Adventure Rank 12, so if you are between Adventure Rank 12 to 15 and are getting close to capping on a resin, feel free to burn a little bit of resin on these ley lines. At Adventure Rank 16, you'll be able to do your first resin-based domain. These are the Weapon Ascension Material domains. The first one is above Woven Dome, and the other one is near Mingyun Village. At Adventure Rank 16, you also unlock co-op, so you could choose to do the domains or the world bosses in co-op or solo fashion so that you can get Ascension Material. I recommend that you do this only as needed and to uncap your resin as well, as you level up fairly quickly at this point. Around this adventure rank, you may start running out of quests to do until you hit the next adventure rank threshold for the next batch of quests, so feel free to use your resin to help yourself level up, but keep in mind that every 20 resin only gives you about 100 adventure rank. The better things to do is to go around the world collecting all your Oculus, as well as your waypoints and your shrines, as all these things will give you EXP, as well as opening chests as you need. I do recommend you use an online interactive map such as this one to help you find the Oculus and chests around the world, and make sure that you mark them as found, as they do not respawn and they are in set spawns. This map in particular has screenshots for each Oculus and chest as well. I will link this map in the description below. Once you reach Adventure Rank 20, your world level will go from world level 0 to world level 1. With that change, your monsters and bosses will get stronger, but that will also mean that your monsters, bosses, and ley lines will also give better loot. This increase in world level and loot is the reason why you don't want to burn all of your resin immediately, and you want to burn as necessary unless you know you cannot get to the next loot tier or the next world level. Because your world level just increased, you're going to want to be doing world bosses at Adventure Rank 20 until you reach Adventure Rank 21. At Adventure Rank 21, you're unlocking the second tier of the Weapon Ascension domain, so feel free to do this along with world bosses all the way until Adventure Rank 25. You may notice that artifact domains get unlocked early on, but do not do artifact domains early, as you cannot obtain a 5-star artifact until Adventure Rank 40, and the artifacts that you get just from playing the game will suffice until late game. After reaching Adventure Rank 20, every 5 account levels will increase your world level by 1. However, at Adventure Rank 25, there will be a quest that you're going to have to do to increase your world level by 1, as well as increase your level cap past 25. You can see here that at Adventure Rank 35, there is also a quest over here, and at Adventure Rank 45, there is also Ascension quests as well. So make sure you guys do these Ascension quests, otherwise you won't be able to get past Adventure Rank 25. Once you've done the Adventure Rank 25 World Ascension quest and have World Level 2, make sure that you only do world bosses all the way from 25 all the way till 30. Keep in mind that the weekly wolf boss does unlock at Adventure Rank 21, and the Storm Terror weekly fight does unlock at 25. Do not do these immediately. Only do these if you feel that you cannot reach the next world level tier by the week's reset. Also, talent book domains listed here and here do unlock at 27 and 28, but I do not recommend that you do it at this point, as it's not quite value and you do not need that damage upgrade at this point. You will have talent books just from doing quests and opening chests, and you will be able to ascend your character's talents from Ascension 2, which is the first limit break, so feel free to do it with those. So from Adventure Rank 25 to 30, you're pretty much going to be solely spending your resin on world bosses for character ascension materials and artifacts. Once you reach Adventure Rank 30 though, you will unlock the next tier of weapon ascension materials in the weapon domain, so you're going to be spending your resin on that. Keep in mind, weapon ascension domains have their rewards split between 2 different domains, as well as their rewards change daily, so click on the question mark to go see the list of what rewards get put out on which day, as well as on Sunday. It's a huge random pile mix of what rewards you can get, so it's recommended you don't do domains on Sunday. Because of this, and that your world level did just go up to world level 3 with Adventure Rank 30, you're going to mix weapon ascension domains as well as world bosses all the way up until Adventure Rank 35. At Adventure Rank 35, you're going to immediately do your World Ascension quest at the Adventurers Guild so that you can get World Level 4 and get better loot. Once you're World Level 4, you're going to spend all your resin from Adventure Rank 35 to 36 doing world bosses. Once you're Adventure Rank 36, you're finally going to start farming talent books. You're going to devote all your resin from Adventure Rank 36 to Adventure Rank 40 on talent books. However, on Sunday, it is a mixed bag of random talent books, so I recommend you do world bosses to stock up on character ascension materials for when you reach Adventure Rank 40 to up your characters to the next level. Once you reach Adventure Rank 40, you might think it's finally time to start doing artifact domains, because you can start getting 5-star artifacts from them. Wrong. Do not do artifact domains at Adventure Rank 40. The reason for this is that the rate that you get 5-star artifacts is too low, as well as too random. Once you get to Adventure Rank 45, you get a guaranteed 5-star artifact drop, at least one every run that you do. At Adventure Rank 40, you're mostly going to be doing ley lines for character EXP books and ley lines for Mora or gold. At Adventure Rank 40, you're also going to unlock the final tier of the Weapon Ascension domain, so you're going to want to do a lot of this as well until you reach Adventure Rank 45. From Adventure Rank 40 to 45, you're going to do a huge mixed bag of world bosses to ley lines to talent domains to Weapon Ascension domains to weekly bosses. Pretty much do anything that's not an artifact domain until Adventure Rank 45. Pretty much the focus of Adventure Rank 40 to 45 is going to be so that you can pre-farm the materials that you're going to need at Adventure Rank 50 to increase the level cap of your characters, your weapons, and also have enough gold and character EXP books to level at least your main DPS up. The reason for this is that artifact domains and artifacts in general have so much RNG behind them, so you're going to be pretty much devoting all of your resin from Adventure Rank 45 to 50 on artifact domains. Alright, time for some endnotes/footnotes. The reason why you don't do ley lines until you're around Adventure Rank 40 is because you can see here that the first gold ley line gives you 12,000 Mora. Then, once your world level goes up, you get 20,000. Then, once your world level goes up again, you're getting 28,000. You can see here that every time your world level goes up, you're getting a flat increase of 8,000 Mora per world level. So, when you do a ley line at Adventure Rank 40, you're getting 52,000 as opposed to, let's say you do it at Adventure Rank 25, where you only get 28,000. This also works in a similar fashion with Adventure Rank books. I'll leave this link in the description if you guys want to see the growth yourself. Keep in mind, this is just a guideline, so if you do need to use resin for an activity that's not listed, feel free to do so. Maybe you need some more character ascension materials for a new character, or some weapon ascension materials for a new weapon, or you need to go get some more Mora, but I do recommend, if you do need Mora or character EXP books, to go open some chests, as there are over 1,500 chests in the world that will give you character EXP books and gold. But the two things I heavily recommend that you do not do is do not farm talent books before Adventure Rank 36, as the rewards may look the same for these two dungeons, but the ratio for blue books to green books is a lot better at Adventure Rank 36 for blue books. And do not farm artifacts before Adventure Rank 45. The one exception, or the two exceptions that you can have, is the Viridescent and the Maiden set, this domain here at Adventure Rank 40, as well as the Nobilis Bloodstained set here that also has the Gambler set at Adventure Rank 40 as well, but I still do not recommend it. Also, do not level too many characters up. I'll talk about this in more detail in another video, but in general, you're going to have two main DPSs, some supports at level 60, Ascension 4, aka level 60 with the level cap of 70, and have some healers at level 40 or 50 or so, and a bunch of unused characters at level 1. Now onto the big topic of fragile resin. There's only about 3 points in the game that I feel like fragile resin should be used, and we'll go over each point real quick. So the first point is at Adventure Rank 36, where you'll be able to farm talent books all the way from 36 to 40. The reason why you'd want to maybe push to Adventure Rank 40 as fast as possible is because at Adventure Rank 40, the weekly boss will start dropping material that will be used to upgrade your talents past level 6. You can only farm these once per week, and it's one drop typically that you're going to get a week from each of the bosses. So it's going to take you quite a while to upgrade your talents, although talents do not give you a huge boost in damage past level 6. It's going to be about the same increments. So I personally don't think it's worthwhile, but if you do want to push yourself from 36 to 40 to try to farm these as fast as possible, go ahead. The place where most people are going to be using their fragile resin is going to be at Adventure Rank 45, because this is where you're going to be able to get your biggest power spike in damage by farming 5-star artifacts. And the last place to save fragile resin for is events. The reason for this is because events typically give higher rewards for the amount of resin spent. I'm personally probably going to be saving my fragile resin for events. However, we are getting a system called condensed resin in 1.1 where we're going to be able to store our resin, our regenerated resin, for future purposes, pretty similar to how fragile resin works. So maybe I'll end up burning a bunch of my fragile resin at Adventure Rank 45 like everybody else. Alright everyone, that's going to be all from me today. If you guys did enjoy the video, please do leave a like, comment what you're going to be doing with your fragile resin, subscribe for more Genshin Impact related content, join the Discord to join our Genshin Impact community, swing by on Twitch to get some live tips, and follow my socials. I'll see you guys later. Bye.